The room has no windows. You sit in a metal chair. The light above you buzzes faintly. A man across the table watches you without expression. He hasn't introduced himself. He hasn't offered water. He just watches. You don't fidget. You learn that much already. This is your third interview in 9 days. Different building each time. Different city, you think, though they never told you where they flew you. You arrived at night. You left at night. You say nothing unless asked. You wait. The man slides a folder across the table. No letterhead. No agency seal. Just photographs and a single type page. You've been assessed, he says. You passed. He doesn't tell you what you passed. He doesn't explain what comes next. He closes the folder and stands. You understand. This is not a place that explains itself to you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Entry. Training begins in a facility that doesn't appear on any map you've ever seen. The grounds are flat and dry. The buildings are prefabricated. At night, the temperature drops fast. There are 14 of you. By the third week, there are 9. No one discusses the 5 who left. You don't ask. You notice that asking questions is not something the people above you reward. Silence is rewarded. Performance is rewarded. Everything else is noted and filed somewhere you'll never see. You run. You train. You sleep 4 hours a night for 3 weeks straight. You have no rank here, no title, no authority over anything, including your own schedule. You are the lowest thing in this building. You understand that clearly. Your instructor is a man named Carver. No first name offered. He speaks quietly. That's the first thing you notice. The quieter a man speaks here, the more dangerous he is. Carver tells you this once. You are not being trained to be brave. Brave men die first. You are being trained to be invisible. You write nothing down. You remember everything. Survival. You learn the rules. Not from documents, from watching. You learn that directness is a liability. You learn that the man who speaks most in a briefing is trusted least. You learn that the agency rewards patience the way other institutions reward ambition. You begin to understand the hierarchy above you. There are layers you can see and layers you can only infer. Carver answers to someone you've never met. That someone answers to a structure so compartmentalized that no single person understands all of it. This is by design. You survive by doing exactly what you're told, performing at the top of every metric, and making yourself too useful to discard. You survive. 6 months pass. Then 8. One morning, Carver calls you in separately from the others. He tells you that you're being moved to a different program. He gives you no details. He shakes your hand once, a small gesture, but the first one is offered anyone. You understand it means something. You don't smile until you're outside. Adaptation. The new program is smaller. 3 people, including you. Your handler is a woman named Solis. She has the particular stillness of someone who has made serious decisions in difficult places and carries none of them visibly. She runs operations from a desk in an unremarkable office building in an unremarkable city. The office could belong to an accounting firm. That's the point. Solis teaches you how to think about a target. Not just their behavior, their psychology. What they want. What they fear. Where they are vulnerable to something other than force. Force is the last option, she tells you one afternoon. It's also the most expensive. You begin to see operations differently. You adapt. Your first assignment abroad is a support role. You carry nothing sensitive. You maintain a cover. You watch a man for 11 days and report his patterns. You never meet him. You never speak to him. At the end of 11 days, someone else acts on the information you provided. You never learn what they did. You aren't supposed to know. You understand that your role is one piece of something larger. You accept this. You are becoming part of the system. Growth. 2 years in, you run your first solo operation. It is not dramatic. No one who runs a successful operation makes it dramatic. You spend 3 weeks building a relationship with a man who works inside a foreign ministry. You are patient with him. You learn his habits, his humor, his small vanities. By the end of the 3rd week, He is giving you documents he believes are harmless. They are not harmless. Solis reviews your report. She marks 3 items in the margin. Then she writes one word, good. From Solis, that is extraordinary. You begin to receive harder assignments. Environments with more variables. Targets with more protection. Timelines that leave no room for error. You move through them. Not perfectly. Twice you have to abort and extract early. Once through a kitchen corridor at 2 a.m. carrying nothing but your cover identity and the specific calm that this life has built into you like a second skeleton. You survive both. You improve from both. Others in the program notice you. Not openly. In this world, notice comes through the assignments you're offered, not the compliments you're given. The assignments get harder. That means you're trusted. Authority. You are 34 years old when you run your first team. 4 operatives. Different specializations. Different covers. Your job is to manage them without any of the 4 knowing the full picture. Each knows only their piece. You understand now why the system is built this way. Not just for security. For control. When people only know their part, they cannot betray the whole. You are the whole. The weight of it is real. You feel it in the mornings before briefings. A specific kind of alertness that never fully leaves you, even when you sleep. And you sleep lightly now, always. You make decisions that affect your team. You make a wrong call once. A timing error that costs you 12 hours and nearly burns one of your operatives' cover in a city where bone covers carry serious consequences. You fix it. Barely. You sit with the weight of that near miss for a long time. No one above you says anything. But you know they know. Everything is known, somewhere. Threat. At 38, someone tries to have you removed. Not killed, not yet. Just removed from the program. Discredited professionally, reassigned to something that amounts to bureaucratic disappearance. You don't know who. You have suspicions. An internal faction that sees your unit's growing autonomy as a threat to their own positioning. This is how the agency eats itself sometimes. Not through failure, but through success that makes others uncomfortable. You go quiet. You document everything. You build a file slowly, carefully, the way Solis taught you to build anything, from the outside in, never from the center. 3 months later, the pressure stops. You never learn exactly why. You don't push for an explanation. You move forward. But you understand something now that you couldn't have understood earlier. The threat was never only outside. It was always inside too. You adjust everything accordingly. Truth. You are 4 to 6 years old. You sit in a briefing room with 7 people who hold serious authority. You are presenting the operational summary for a program that has run for 4 years across 9 countries. The room listens to you. Really listens. The kind of listening you once gave to people above you. Complete, attentive, evaluating. You have become the kind of person you once watched from the lowest chair. You feel no triumph in this. What you feel is more complicated. You think about the 14 people who started training with you. You know what happened to most of them. Some left cleanly. 2 were reassigned to careers that will never be acknowledged publicly. 1 died in a city whose name was never entered into any report you've seen. You think about the decisions you made over 2 decades. The operations that worked. The ones that didn't. The people on all sides of those operations who were affected by choices made in rooms like this one. You are not haunted. You chose this. You would choose it again. But you carry it. The briefing ends. People file out. You stay for a moment. The room is quiet. The light through the single high window is gray and even. You think about what Carver told you on the first week of training. You are not being trained to be brave. You are being trained to be invisible. You spent 22 years becoming invisible. And the strangest thing, the thing you didn't expect, is that it worked. The world doesn't know your name. The world is safer because of what you did. You're not entirely sure those 2 things balance. You stand. You straighten your jacket. You walk out of the room. There is another briefing in 40 minutes. There is always another briefing. You go.